Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back. This is United Daily Live. Hope you guys are all doing well. What is the date today? I don't even know what day it is, but it's the 7th of the 7th. Yes, all of the 7th for Manchester United Daily today. And we are here to bring you the latest Manchester United news straight after you've got it. Your news over on Stretford Paddock as well. We've had today's video up there. Stretford Paddock / Devils. If you ain't got used to that by now and you ain't seen the video, make sure you're checking it out to find out what's going on. The link to that is in the description below. Make sure you're subscribing to all our work. If you haven't heard the news, then myself, Steve, Jay, Joe, we've all come together. We've taken Devils, we've got it, and now we are turning that into our channel again, and we're making it what was great about Devils and what has been great about Paddock for the last couple of years, and we're coming together to join forces. But that doesn't mean that everything is going to come to a grinding halt on here. Over the last couple of years, 8 years ago I probably started this channel when I started with full-time Devils, and I just because I threw myself into Devils, I stopped working on this. But there's no reason why I can't do both, so we're going to make sure we're sticking at it, and we are here again today, as we are every single day. And we've got United Daily now, and we've got the preview for Manchester United's trip to Aston Villa coming up later on today, with myself, David Alorca, otherwise known as Cheeky Sport Dave, or as we've seen on William Hill and everywhere else as well. We've got Dean joining us, and we've also got Jay Marty joining us from Paddock as well. So make sure you're keeping it locked to the preview a little bit later on today to that game, and then I'm heading down to Paddock HQ tomorrow, getting back in with the team. We've got the preview for the Villa game to come with me and all the lads. We've got loads of stuff to come Thursday, the watch along. Yo, so much stuff coming your way. Someone asked who signed this ball at the back of me. Paul Pogba signed it there. Ashley Young, Ander Herrera, I know Chris Smalling, Jesse Lingard, Diogo Dalot, Juan Mata did as well. It's from when I went to the Aeon training complex. It was either with Shivas Regal or Moplay or someone like that. And I went there and I got to meet some of the team as they come out. And I thought, we're going to win the FA Cup with this ball. And we lost in the final against Chelsea. But at the same time, they're still using that ball now. So if we win the FA Cup this year, apart from Ander Herrera, Chris Smalling, they would have won it. The Blur says, any idea what time that will be on? The preview is coming at 7:30 later on today. The Villa vs Man United preview. Anyway, let's get stuck into the news from today. Dortmund have set a Jadon Sancho deadline. Reports in Germany that Dortmund have set Man United a deadline of August the 10th for a transfer to be completed of Jadon Sancho. There's been no official bid yet. That's coming from Christian Falk, Sport Build. He's fairly reliable in terms of those people. Simon's comments just threw me off guard. He goes, first time I've been jealous of another man's ball. Anyway, where was I? The deadline of August the 10th has been set. This is coming from Christian Falk from Sport Build. He's fairly reliable over there in Germany. And he's saying that, look, Man United are in for Sancho, but there's a deadline that's been set, which is in a little just over than a month. And you'd think, you know, with the domestic campaign having come to an end, United will be about to, hopefully have made a bid by then. But it's interesting because this is almost looked at as a bad thing. Oh my God, they're setting a deadline. Man United ain't going to be able to meet this deadline. When actually, them lot actually setting a deadline anyway, which if you think that's true, you're thinking, bloody hell, that means they're going to sell him. They've got Jude Bellingham. They just signed someone else recently. And the reports in Germany were saying, unless they sell someone else, i.e. Jadon Sancho, they're not going to be in the market for another player. So you could look at them having done their business and now just looking to recoup the Jadon Sancho money, replace him and have a massive profit, because that's what they would be getting there from him. So I don't look at this as a bad thing, the Jadon Sancho stuff. in relation to there being a deadline on him. Now, there is also another report which was coming out. And this one was coming out on... let me just find this now. Where is it? There we go. It was a game from Build. And it was saying Jadon Sancho is not 100% convinced that Manchester United is the right step for his career. He wants to wait and see if the club qualify for the Champions League. Now, to me, that could be the case. And it might just be the case that Jadon Sancho is thinking, well, I want to play in the Champions League. But at the same time, you're hearing Chelsea are no longer in for him. Liverpool didn't have the money for Timo Werner, so I don't see how they'd ever have the money for Jadon Sancho. You know, he doesn't really fancy a move to Spain or Italy. So if he's going to come to anyone in the Premier League, it's probably going to be Man United. Now, Manchester City are obviously going through their appeal, but it's likely, because look, with UEFA, that this appeal now for them is looking at, you know, whether UEFA acted correctly. UEFA ain't going to go against their own rules, you know what I mean? They make the rules, so how are they going to, you know, they set the regulations. You can't argue against those regulations once you've been found guilty of them, regardless of how hard done by you feel, whether you have been or not. So UEFA are probably going to win that. If they win that, United, you know, 5th place gets Champions League football anyway. So I think Champions League football is not a given for Manchester United. But I'd say it's probably like 60% likely. So again, that doesn't bother me too much. And I just think there's going to be loads of twists and turns and different stories and different spin on this deal for Jadon Sancho. But ultimately, it's going to come down to you whether United pay the money for him or not. That's ultimately it. I don't see no reason why Jadon Sancho would think, they're in the Europa League for a season, I'm not going to go there. Especially if United agree a fee with Dortmund. And also, it was not long ago that we heard that a deal had been agreed with his agent and with Jadon Sancho and all that. So it kind of feels like it's now just another spin on that. This was last week when we heard that, and a deal had been agreed in principle with Jadon Sancho. So again, counteracting reports, and I said, you know, this has a feeling of one of those deals that is going to get done, but it's going to drag on for a while. We're going to see them, you know, spin it left, right and centre. And of course, you know, we're joking about, you know, Mason Greenwood. We don't need Jadon Sancho. Man United still need to buy a right forward. In the news yesterday, we looked at the reports that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was targeting a right forward and a striker as a priority over a centre half. So, you know, all the rumours and all the boxes get ticked in relation to Manchester United probably going after Jadon Sancho. I think there's just going to be this little bit of back and forth, United trying to get the price down and all that kind of thing. So expect it to roll on for a little bit. But the fact that there's talk of Dortmund setting deadlines and all that probably suggests they're ready to sell and they want Man United to come in with a bid very quickly. We do have a super chat from Michael Kennedy. Michael, thank you very much for your support, brother. He says, would you like to see Maddison stay on as a backroom staff once he's retired? Now, there's obviously reports coming out in the last couple of days and again today. As we've seen in the Paddock video. If you've missed that, go and check it out after we're finished here. The link's in the description below. Joe gave us the news this morning in relation to Juan Mata being linked with a move away. So he would have to probably, if it's true and he does leave, he would probably have to come back after that. Would I like to see Mata at Man United in a future role? 100%. I think he's a fantastic person. I think he's a great human being, a great role model. I think he's been a great professional when you look at him as a sportsman and as a footballer. Yes, you know, he doesn't have all of the attributes that maybe would have seen him be a bigger success at Manchester United in terms of the pace. But you look at him with the intelligence, his ability to pass the ball, some of the crucial moments that he had for Man United, and obviously not just Wanfield, that was great. The FA Cup final, he helped us on the route to winning the Europa League. You know, he's been involved in helping us win trophies, the League Cup as well. So, I'm a big fan of Juan Mata. I love him. I absolutely love him. And I would have no problems with him coming back to Manchester United in a future role. Pratik, I will put up a Discord link in the community section for members after we're finished here. We're 90 away from the 200 target we've set ourselves by the end of August, by the way, if you fancy hitting that join button and helping us. Daniel Hazel says Pogba apparently excited to play with Sancho, and yes, we also tweeted on the Devils / Paddock account. I've still got to get used to this, but I will get used to it eventually, maybe in about a year's time. It has been 7.25 years of me reporting and representing full-time Devils. But Laurie Whitwell, and this post comes from Stretford Paddock, says Paul Pogba looks set to stay at Manchester United. He says Pogba staying at Man United is looking inevitable, and you love to hear that news as well. And it's not the first time we've heard it, that Paul Pogba staying at Manchester United is looking to be an inevitability now. David Ornstein come out because one of his old bits of news was reported as new. David Ornstein came out and said, yes, that was the case, but it's no longer the case. Manchester United aren't, in a position where they're going to be selling Paul Pogba. He's going to be staying. Now, whether that is followed up with a new deal, who knows? But when you see Paul Pogba around the team and around the camp and around just everywhere, he just looks happy, and I love it. I love Paul Pogba, and everyone knows I'm a massive fan of his, and I've wanted him to do well at Manchester United. And to finally see him settling in, have the team that we do, we should have, not just around Paul Pogba. Manchester United deserve to, us fans deserve to see a team that is fully functioning and has players in all positions that are doing well. Even though we have a few question mark areas, we are beginning to see that now. We've got a team fighting on all 3-4 fronts. Well, we're not. But, at the start of the season, you'd hope to think we'd be able to. And we're not far from doing that. So, fingers crossed, man. But Paul Pogba, he needs to be happy. If Paul Pogba's happy, our team's going to be an even happier place, because he looks like an infectious character. And just watching him at United, being happy and just moulding with his teammates. Look at Bruno Fernandes, the relationship he's built up with Pogba, Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford, Mason. It's great to see. And I know it's a little bit fickle. It's because they're great players, and it's like, I probably only like you because you're very good, but they're also great personalities as well. And it's good to see that. It's good to see that at United. You got a team that you love again. You feel like everyone's pulling in the right direction. Standard 442 in the comments says, on Sancho, Man City have first refusal to match any bid. That was in place in transfer when Sancho went to Dortmund. It will be interesting. I don't think City will really get involved in anything in Jadon Sancho. They've kind of hinted that themselves, and it's been hinted he doesn't really want to go back there either. Does that clause, I know they had that clause initially, is that clause still active now that Sancho signed a new deal? Will that have expired or not? I'm not really sure. It's been great, but Bruno really has been a key factor, says Steve. He has been a massive factor, hasn't he? Getting Rashford back fit as well, Pogba back fit, Martial performing consistently again. Mason Greenwood coming into the team and just scoring. It's a good place to be, you know what I mean? Everyone wants to play for Man United at the moment. Even if you had a little knock, you're not going to say, I'm injured, I can't play. You're going to be like, fuck that, I want to play. It sends a different mentality around a squad. Even though you shouldn't need that, that's just the way life is, isn't it? United sold Zaha and Depay. Why didn't we show patience with them, says Logan. Depay's one was strange with Van Gaal. And I think he's even admitted, he probably got some things wrong with the way he acted when he was at Manchester United. As for Wilfried Zaha, that was a weird one because, he was clearly a talented player and he never really got an opportunity. And you'd think, you look at the impact that Adnan Januzaj had for David Moyes at a certain period, it kind of alleviated some pressure for him. Imagine if you put Januzaj and Zaha into that team, the freshness that would have had. He maybe could have been a little bit different for him, but obviously he didn't want to play Zaha. I did see Andreas Pereira last night. He's also been tweeting us again. He follows us obviously on Instagram and Twitter. I said him though. He's a funny geezer. He is. Gotta love his antics. Pep said Sancho to City would make no sense for anyone, says Daniel. Would you give away Chong and cash in order to get Sancho, says Ankit. Possibly, but I don't see that happening. Maybe Tahith Chong will go out on loan. Maybe, he will form part of a squad next season, but I can't see us offering him out once we've just signed him to a new deal. It just doesn't seem to make sense, does it? Bryce with the super chat says, we have the biggest scouting network, but also the worst. Thank you very much for your super chat, Bryce. We've got a mishmash of a scouting network, haven't we? Left over from Sir Alex, David Moyes, Van Gaal, Jose. It's a massive scouting network, but at the same time, it's been, I suppose some of the players you'd argue we don't really need to scout, but we seem to be doing things a little bit better now, which is good. Can you get hitting that like button, please, guys? We've got about 500 people watching us at the moment. We've got 84 likes. I'm sure we can get that to about 250 likes. So get hitting that like button and get hitting that subscribe button as well. We've had well over 1,000 subs in the last 48 hours. I appreciate all of your support, whether you're a new subscriber or old subscriber, a new member or an old member. Thank you very much for being a part of AdamMcKola TV and our continued growth. We're on the race to 100,000 subscribers. Help us get there by hitting that button. Steve says, I agree with Rio that we now need to focus on another centre back. It would be good to see us do that, wouldn't it? I do think we need to get a centre half as well. I would get a right winger, a centre half, and then possibly look at getting like an attacking midfielder / potentially backup striker in the mix. Obviously, Odion Igalo leaves in January, so you could even wait till January to get a striker, which would then mean you get a right winger, a midfielder, and a defender, which would probably round us off nicely, wouldn't it? And you'd think we're probably another 1-2 signings away after that from being almost a complete squad, providing there's no mad situations. Sean Ralph, the 46th member, what an absolute bad man. Andre, how you doing, mate? See you as always. Azar says, what's your take on the Guendouzi transfer news? So as I get it right, he's not playing at Arsenal. He's been taken out of the squad, and he's going to leave, and they want to transfer him or swap him for another. So it's a surprise because I thought they rated him, but maybe they've seen something in him and in his attitude that's made them want to get rid of him, or maybe there's a deal that's opening up that they're looking at thinking, there's been linked to Thomas Partey, Arsenal have, and I'm sure he'd be a massive boost to their midfield, as much as we hate them. So maybe it's something to do with that. I don't know. I don't know. But it is a weird one. I didn't see it coming, I have to admit. A recap, says Simon. I'm going to do a recap for you, mate, as soon as we do today's on this day. I'm slouching. Why am I slouching? Bloody hell. Let me sit up. Not very professional, isn't it? Although, this isn't really a professional outfit, is it? We are. What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Right. Wednesday the 7th of July, 1954. You ready for this? The Welsh George Best, that's in quotations, comes into the world in Colwyn Bay, North Wales. Mickey Thomas makes his football name helping Little Wrexham knock mighty Arsenal out of the FA Cup in 1992. The winger with the long dark hair joins Man Utd in 1978. He makes 110 appearances for the Reds, scoring 15 goals and picking up an FA Cup runners-up medal before playing for a host of clubs. He is sentenced to 18 months in prison in 1993 for counterfeiting currency. Mickey carves out a career as a radio phone-in host and after-dinner speaker. An example of his material: Roy Keane's on 50 grand a week. Mind you, so was I until the police found my printing machine. He tells the Observer, people should remember me. The amount of trouble I caused. My name helps me all the time. It's my notoriety that does that. Mickey Thomas. What a legend, eh? I've met him a few times. He's always been a gentleman whenever I've met him. You know that blue United shirt that I have down in the other studio bit that we use? It's not a studio, it's in my house. It's signed. One of the signatures around there are from Mickey Thomas, because that blue shirt I had that in my hand when I went to the airport after the 2009 Champions League final, and all the players walked through, and Mickey Thomas, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer also walked through. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signed that blue shirt as well. I think I got some pictures here from that. Let me just find them 1 second. It's a weird memory, but let's just go there. Let's just go down this rabbit hole. So here is like, these were the pictures. So that's like Ryan Giggs. This was from the BBC News, and you see that fella there with the white thing on his badge. That's me in the airport, and I was holding my blue shirt there, and that's where I got it signed. So there's Fergie and me in the airport on the BBC News. There's Fletcher signing my shirt. I saved all these images because I was a little bit of a weirdo. Look. So there's Ollie signing my shirt. So there's that blue shirt, and Mickey Thomas also stopped by and signed my shirt as well. So the On This Day brought back another memory. There you go. We've got another super chat. This one coming from Ibrahim Fafana. Adam, great job and keep it up. You're my favourite United channel. I love the content. Really appreciate the humility and how knowledgeable you are. Don't know about knowledgeable, but Ibrahim, thank you very much, bro. I appreciate you and I appreciate your support. Adam, who will win today between Leicester and Arsenal? We've got to support Arsenal. We do really in our chase for top 4. I'm hoping they can at least get a draw, but I'm not 100% sure about that one. That was really weird, that wasn't it? That was a lot of rhyming. Please do a bush cam. Hopefully we can do that soon and get that back. But it depends on us getting access to the footage. I mean, getting in the bush. Obviously with these times, it's hard for us to get in the bushes inside Aon Training Complex. I don't think the Ake thing though. He's played poor for months even before. I don't like the Ake thing. He's played poor for months even before the lockdown, says Callum Courtney Hart. Would you like James Rodriguez at United? Is available for 22 million, says Logan. I think the time for James Rodriguez being at Manchester United has passed. If you missed the news, Nemanja Matic has also signed a new 3-year deal at Man United. Remember the time when we only used to give 2-year deal, well, 1-year deal to players over 30? Now we're giving out 3-year. Sit up straight. Sorry, boss. I will do that. That man Dan, how you doing it? How you doing? He says Ake can do it. He's got good potential. I wouldn't mind him as a backup, but again, I say, why not keep fucking Axel Twanzebe rather than go for Nathan Ake or someone like that. Mitz is in the comments. What's going on, brother? He says bush camp from Howson's beard. Yes. That would be good. Would you like Son at Manchester United, says Morton. He got bollocked by Hugo Lloris yesterday, didn't he? You know what's funny, yeah, about all this shit? Fucking, I didn't even notice Hugo Lloris and Son were doing all that shit, yeah. When I watched Monday Night Football, or whatever, what day was it yesterday? Yeah, Monday Night Football. I watched it at the end of the game because I didn't watch the game. I was on GTA for a bit. I had a long day. You know, I thought, let me chill out, have some GTA on. Played some GTA, jumped off. Seen the score 1-0. I thought, fuck's sake, Spurs. I ate them. They won. I thought Everton might get a point. And then I see the goal and I think, oh my God, typical Jose Mourinho. Remember when we had to put up with that shit? Grinding out wins from own goals and shit goals and things. Oh, I'm so glad he's gone. And then, I don't even notice that these two players are having a scrap on the pitch running down a tunnel. Having a scrap's probably a push, but nevertheless. Imagine that was 2 Man United players when Mourinho was manager. Jesus Christ. It would have went crazy. It would have went mental, wouldn't it? Like, I don't... Like, how can they just get away with that? Rebecca, thank you for your support again. Says, hope you're keeping well. Love watching your live stream before I go to work. Have a good day at work. Hope you're doing well. Sapney McKola, how's it going? Says Vish, I'm doing well, mate. How are you? I don't think the Hernandez brothers are gettable. Which Hernandez brothers? Are we getting who's Hernandez? Have I missed something out really obvious? Adam, have you given up on Eric Bailly? I will never give up on Eric Bailly. Are you crazy? Don't question my love for Eric Bailly. I'll never give up on that man. Alvin says Jose football was a nightmare. Glad it's gone now. It's true, man. Total meltdown if it was us. Bro, Steve, they would have locked off Sky Sports News and had rolling yellow banners all night and all sorts. Jose was happy. Yeah, of course he was. Because it means it deflects the attention from how awful his teams are. They got away with it because they are not Manchester United, says Brosh G. And I agree with you, mate. We can get Lucas. Oh, Lucas and Theo. Sorry, I cannot forget. I'm an idiot. I didn't realise they were available. Tottenham trying to get content for the... Oh my God, I forgot about the Amazon Prime documentary. How could... Oh, that is going to be mint. I'm already on Amazon Prime as well, so that is great. Give Mourinho a break. He wasn't backed. I agree that one season at United he wasn't backed, but it doesn't change the fact that I love that he's gone. Like, and also, remember when they were saying, if you give Mourinho this Spurs team, he'd win the league, they said. Oh, the Villarreal and Vertonghen don't even play, bro. Rabs says, always miss the lives. Just wanted to say, so happy for you and the boys with the new Stretford paddock. Thank you very much, Rabs. I appreciate you. Remember, if you missed the news from Joe outside Old Trafford earlier on today, the link is in the description below for Stretford paddock / Devils. That's why it says Devils sub, because it's the old Devils sub link. If you missed that, just go and watch the video with me and Steve where we explain it all. Like, where have you been for the last 48 hours? Devils died and then was reborn and reformed and merged and all sorts. And now it's back better than ever. Let's go, champ. Dortmund is better than United. No, they're not. I wouldn't swap Greenwood for Haaland, by the way, and I'm just saying. Any alternatives to Sancho if we don't get him? I say you buy Grealish and Maddison. Stick Grealish on the right. I just want Grealish, man. Kai Havertz. Mapes. Can I dance as well as Dan James, says Oliver. Maybe. FTP lives, says Will Burn. 100%, mate. It will always live. Jesus Joe brought it back from the dead, says Sean. He did indeed. Guys, thank you for tuning in to AdamMcKola TV today. Do you want another quote from the little book of Man United? Who wants to give me a page number, lads and ladies? Sorry. Why do I have to be so sexist all the time, eh? I'm so sexy. Come on, give me a number. Between, what's the last page? A number up to 191. First number wins it. Come on. And we can end this mofo. 69, says Killian. That's the first number. Of course it's 69. Why didn't I just get that page ready? Logan said 69. Corstup says 69. I should have just knew. The quote on page 69 is from Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ruud van Nistelrooy's undemanding 2003 New Year's resolution. My goal for this year is to become the complete striker. And that is Ruud van Nistelrooy. Tra la 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 la. Ruud van Nistelrooy. Tra la 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 la. Ruud van Nistelrooy. Tra la 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 la. Make sure you're subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. Subscribe to Paddock. Go and see Joe's video from earlier as well. Obviously, the latest news on Juan Mata's future at Manchester United. We've got the Tier 1 podcast coming up later with an absolute bouting guest with Jay and Ronaldo on Paddock. At 7:30 as well on AdamMcKola TV, we have got the live preview to Aston Villa with myself, Cheeky Sport Dave, Jay Marty and Dean. So make sure you're here for that. Anyway, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.